Musicians try to win Grammys, film actors try to win Oscars, stage actors try to win Tonys, so what do TV actors try to win? Emmys! That's what we're going to learn all about in today's video, why the Emmy Awards are such a big deal. But before we learn about the history, categories, and impact of the Emmy Awards, I want to give a warm welcome to anyone who's new to my channel. Here at the Online School of Pop Culture, I'm filling up an entire library full of video essays on so many different topics regarding media that you're sure to find a category or playlist that you like. So go ahead and get your card to my library by clicking subscribe. There's no catch, it's completely free. Now, unless you want to miss out on new content of mine you might enjoy or learn something new from, make sure to tap that bell icon. Okay, now I'm ready to talk about the Emmy Awards. So now let's learn some of the history of the Emmys. When the Emmys were first instituted in the late 1940s, it was done as a way for the Los Angeles-based Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, or ATOS, to build an image and improve public relations, and they did so by honoring shows produced and aired locally in the Los Angeles area. Shirley Dinsdale holds the honor of having received the very first Emmy Award for Most Outstanding Television Personality at the very first Emmy Awards. The term Emmy derives from Emmy, the television industry slang for a TV camera image orthicon tube. In the 1950s, the ATOS expanded the Emmys into a national event to honor shows aired nationwide on broadcast television. In 1955, the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, or NATOS, was formed in New York City as a sister organization to serve members on the East Coast. While the ATOS maintained a separate ceremony to honor shows aired locally in the Los Angeles area, the NATOS established regional chapters throughout the rest of the United States, with each one developing their own local Emmy ceremony for their own local programs. Now let's talk about the trophy that's given to winners of the Emmy Award. Throughout the 1940s, television engineer Louis McManus submitted 47 ideas for the Emmy Statuette to the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. All of those were rejected, but one he submitted of a winged woman holding an atom, modeled off of McManus's wife, came to be the Emmy Statuette as we know it today. The statuette has since become a symbol of the TV Academy's goal of supporting and uplifting the art and science of television. The wings represent the muse of art, the atom the electron of science. The weight and dimensions of the Emmy statuette vary depending on the event at which it's been given. Each Primetime Emmy statuette weighs 6 pounds, 12.5 ounces, and is made of copper, nickel, silver, and gold. The statue stands at 15.5 inches tall with a base diameter of 7.5 inches and weighs 88 ounces. The regional Emmy statuette is 11.5 inches tall with a base diameter of 5.5 inches and weighs 48 pounds. Each statuette takes 5.5 hours to make and is handled with white gloves to prevent fingerprints. The Primetime Emmy statues are manufactured by R.S. Owens and Company based in Chicago, Illinois, which was also charged with manufacturing the statues for the Oscars. The regional Emmy Awards are made by both R.S. Owens and Company and Society Awards, a New York-based company that also makes the Golden Globe Awards. As its trademark owners, the ATAS and the NATAS are really strict about the use of the Emmy image as well as its name. For example, they insist that the Emmy statuette always appear facing left. And any copyright notice for the statue should read ATAS/NATAS and list both academies. Academy members must also obtain permission to use the statue image or name for promotional uses, even if they are winners of the award. Furthermore, DVDs of Emmy-winning shows may reference the fact that they've received an Emmy, but cannot use the statue image unless it is capable of being removed from all copies 1 year after the award is presented. The best known of all the Emmy Awards are the Primetime Emmys, so I'm going to do those ones first. The purpose of the Primetime Emmys is to recognize excellence in American primetime television programming, or that which is usually aired in the evening or nighttime. Ceremonies generally are held in mid-September on the Sunday before the official start of the fall television season and are currently broadcast in rotation among the ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox networks, each network taking turns airing the ceremony every 4 years. Some award categories presented to behind-the-scenes personnel such as art directors, costume designers, cinematographers, casting directors, and sound designers are awarded at a separate Creative Arts Emmys ceremony held a few days earlier. The Primetime Emmys are run and voted on by members of the ATAS. For most categories, members from each of the ATAS's branches vote around June to determine the nominees only in their respective categories. All members can vote for nominations in the Best Program categories, and the final voting to determine the winners is held in August. Now it's time to talk about the Daytime Emmys. The Daytime Emmy Awards are held every May or June, about 3 to 4 months before the Primetime Emmys. Whereas the Primetime Emmys are meant to honor those involved with TV shows that air in the evening and nighttime, the Daytime Emmys honor shows aired primarily in the mornings and afternoons, hence their name. The first daytime-themed Emmy Awards were given out at the Primetime ceremony in 1972, but the first separate awards shows made just for daytime programming was aired 2 years later. The Daytime Emmys have a separate Creative Arts ceremony aired a few days before to honor behind-the-scenes personnel of daytime shows, just like the Primetime Emmys do. Whereas the ATAS runs and votes on the Primetime Emmys, the NATAS serves this function for the Daytime Emmys. Any NATAS member who wants to vote on the Daytime Emmys has to have national credits for at least 2 years, and these credits have to have been earned within the last 5 years. All the drama acting categories have an additional preliminary voting round called the pre-nominations, where 1 or 2 actors from each show is selected to then move on and be considered for the primary nominations for the awards. There are also separate Emmy Awards for sports, news and documentary, and children's and family television, but I'm not going to go too deep into those since they work pretty much the same as the Primetime and Daytime Emmys. Instead, let's move on to Emmy Awards that are separated by location. Let's talk about the Emmys within each region of the United States. In the U.S., there are 20 different regions with their own chapter for conducting Emmy Awards to recognize excellence in all the regional television markets, including state-to-state programming, as well as local news and locally produced shows. A regional show is defined as one that does not reach more than 50% of U.S. households. Anything beyond that threshold has to go up for the national Emmys, the ones I discussed with the primetime and daytime ones earlier. The purpose of the regional Emmys is to help NATAS and ATAS honor the works of deserving individuals in local TV through a regional outreach. Like the national awards, each region goes through their own rigorous nomination and voting procedures. Committees are formed to review entries for eligibility and high standards. Once accepted, each entry goes before different review committees, and their votes are cast to determine the final nominees. The final votes are then calculated by certified accounting firms within each region. Let's talk about the Emmys for shows outside the U.S. The U.S. isn't the only country that produces recognizable programming, so it's only appropriate that shows made in other countries get their share of honors for excellence. Whereas the ATOS and NATOS facilitate the national and regional Emmys, the international Emmys are facilitated by the International Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, or IATOS. In general, any non-U.S. organization or individual, such as a network, a local or regional television station, producer, director, or writer, may submit a program, regardless of whether they are a member of IATOS. For shows that are co-produced between U.S. and foreign production companies, they may be eligible if they initially aired outside of the U.S. or if their broadcast dates were within a few days of each other. The many divisions of the Emmy Awards that exist today all have unique features and history, but to talk about all of them now would simply make this video too long. But I hope this video was a good introductory point, not just to the Emmys, but to my new YouTube channel, Online School of Pop Culture. Watch out for more videos to come on television, film, music, theater, literature, food, drink, and so much more. You'll know when it comes if you subscribe to my channel and click on the bell. But in the meantime, check out some content I've already posted here at the Online School of Culture by clicking the links up on your screen.